rage, stay in your lane, turn the page, but something woke up deep inside, a stronger voice, a wilder ride. I've paid my dues, I know my worth, I've fallen down, I've had rebirth. Now I'm standing in my truth, not chasing time, I'm choosing me. I've got wisdom in my bones, fire in my soul. This isn't the ending, this is the moment I take control. Life gets better after 40, clearer vision, brighter glow. I'm not fading, I'm ascending. This is the best I've ever known. Stronger, bolder, unapologetic. I'm just getting started, don't you see? 40's forward, this is my time. The future's finally looking like me.
Welcome to the 40s Forward podcast, where we don't age quietly, we age boldly. I'm Dr. Betsy Greenleaf, triple board certified, root cause obsessed, microbiome loving, pelvic peace bringing champion for anyone who wants to look great, feel great, and perform great in life, at work, and definitely in the bedroom. So if you're over 40 and thinking, what the hell is happening to my body? Or maybe, who replaced my metabolism with a dumpster fire? You're in the right place. So let's move 40s forward together, because we're not going downhill, we're leveling up. Here's something nobody told us when we were 39. Your 40s come with a surprise party, except the surprise is your hormones ghost you, your energy disappears, your sleep becomes a suggestion, your libido files a missing persons report, and your favorite jeans turn into shapewear without your permission. But here's the empowering part. It isn't aging. It isn't decline. It isn't you losing your sparkle. This is biology. This is chemistry. This is your body transitioning into its next era. And everything that feels off right now, it is 100% fixable when you know exactly what's going on. So today we're breaking down exactly why things change after 40 and how to get it all back. So let me introduce myself more personally. I spent decades studying the bodies, hormones, minds, microbiomes, and sexual lives of thousands of women and men. I'm the first board-certified female urogynecologist in the United States, triple board-certified, and I dove into functional medicine, integrative medicine, aesthetics, anti-aging, all of it, because I wanted the full picture. But here's the truth. I built this podcast because I met too many people who were suffering silently. People who were told that it's just aging, or it's menopause, or that's what happens after 40. And I thought, absolutely not. After 40 is not the end of anything. It is the beginning of your most powerful, vibrant, sexy, and deeply aligned era. The science now proves what I've seen in my practice for years. Midlife is a reset button, not a slow fade. But here's what's really happening after 40. There's 5 big shifts. So shift number 1, hormonal changes. Not the way you think. So let's talk hormones, but not the oversimplified TikTok version. Around 40, the hormone orchestra starts to play jazz, and not the smooth kind. The chaotic, experimental kind where everyone is doing their own thing. I know, you can hear it, can't you? So what's happening is that estrogen starts to fluctuate. Progesterone is dipping. Testosterone lowers in both women and men. And DHEA, which is a precursor to testosterone, is also dropping. Your thyroid starts getting a little funky, conversion changes, insulin resistance starts to creep in. We're also seeing changes in our hunger hormones like leptin and ghrelin. But the biggest thing is cortisol now becomes your new boss, and it is a toxic micromanager. What are these changes affecting? They're affecting your weight, your muscle, your mood, your sleep, libido, confidence, brain function, energy, skin, gut health, relationships, work performance, you name it, it is affecting it. But your hormones aren't broken, they're just out of rhythm. So we kind of need to hit the reset button, get everything working in order and in conjunction with each other. And so this rhythm can be restored. So shift number 2, metabolism and muscle loss. Here's the part that shocks people. After 40, we begin to lose about 1 to 3% of our muscle every year. And muscle is everything: your metabolism, your fat burning ability, your insulin regulation, your libido, your posture, your confidence, your pelvic support, and sexual function. This is why you can't eat clean, work out, and avoid alcohol, take supplements, and still gain weight. This is why you can still eat clean, work out, avoid alcohol, take your supplements, and still gain weight. Your muscle is disappearing behind your back like it's trying to ghost you. And if you're a business owner, you understand what ghosting is. I don't know about work performance nowadays, but anyway, but here's the miracle. You can rebuild it faster and better than at any other time in your life once your hormones, nutrition, and training align. So shift number 3, brain changes. Our brain changes with hormones. Estrogen is a cognition hormone. Testosterone is a motivation and confidence hormone. And progesterone is a calming hormone. Serotonin and dopamine depend on all 3. And in addition, all these hormones are connected with the microbiome and the functioning of the gut. So when all of this shifts, your brain does too. So if you're feeling foggy, distracted, unmotivated, overwhelmed, emotional, forgetful, and not like yourself, it's not personality. It's chemistry. And chemistry is also fixable. Shift number 4, libido and sexual vitality. So let's get a little spicy. Libido. So shift number 4, libido and sexual vitality. Let's get a little spicy. Libido isn't just about sex. It's about desire. It's about energy. It's about aliveness. It's about passion for life and everything around you. It's about life itself. So after 40, libido starts to change because you're tired, you're stressed, you're inflamed, your hormones are shifting, your brain is overwhelmed, your pelvic floor is changing, your relationship dynamics are changing. This isn't decline, it's also a recalibration. And trust me, your libido can come back stronger than ever. Shift number 5, life transitions. So then there's the emotional portfolio. The kids are growing up, your parents are aging, relationships are settling or unraveling, career demands are peaking, and identity is shifting. So 40s and beyond is the perfect storm. It's all hitting all at once. But this is also the perfect awakening. So here we have the 40s Forward framework. So now let's talk solutions. The exact roadmap we use inside the International Pause Institute. We're going to go through a number of pillars. Number 1, hormonal intelligence. This is not a one-size-fits-all. This is one of the issues I'm seeing now. I'm so glad that hormones and menopause and andropause, these shifts are being talked about, but it's become commercialized and we're seeing these online hormonal shops pop up left and right where you just enter your information on the computer and next thing you know, your prescription for hormones come in the mail. Hormones are a tool. And if you're using that tool in a way that the body is not optimized, that tool's just not going to work right. You know, have you ever used a hammer backwards with the head of the hammer in your hand and the handle the other way? We have to make sure we're using the tools in its proper way because otherwise it's not going to work. Same thing. You wouldn't hold a hammer in your mouth to hammer. You want to hold it with a hand, preferably if you have both hands. But the point is that hormones are a wonderful tool, and they're a tool that we can use, but they have to be used properly in a body that's optimized for hormones. So this is not everyone gets pellets. This is not everyone gets testosterone or estrogen or progesterone. This is precision. So data is very important, and looking at the whole picture, because full wellness is body, mind, spirit. And think of that as a three-legged stool. If the body, mind, and spirit are each a leg of that three-legged stool and they're not even, that stool's going to fall over. So we need to make sure all three legs are even for the tools that we're giving to our body to work properly. So in addition, we're looking at patterns, root cause diagnostics, and looking at the big picture in together, because hormones don't work in silos on their own. The body doesn't work in silos on its own. It's all a conjunction. Once again, remember, it's going back to that orchestra, because when every instrument's playing a different sound and it's not playing together, the music is going to sound terrible. So you add some more testosterone, that might be more trumpet. You add more estrogen, that's more cowbell. If it's not working together, it's just going to sound like a bunch of mishmash. So we need to connect hormones, thyroid, adrenal, microbiome, body, mind, spirit, all together. So pillar number 2, microbiome mastery. So if your microbiome is inflamed, your hormones cannot work. Now, let me rephrase that. So what is the microbiome? The microbiome are the organisms that live on and in our body. And they're there for a purpose. We are not here alone. Not like there's aliens, but we're not alone. Our microbiome is really our support. There are, in some ways, can be our puppet masters. And we'll get into this in further episodes, but they have to work together to help support hormonal health, mental health, inflammatory health, immune health. So your brain cannot work, your libido cannot work, your immune system goes haywire, your skin reacts, your weight changes, all if the microbiome is off. So the microbiome is the master regulator. It is considered the most important brain. You've often heard of the gut as the second brain. The gut is where the majority of our microbiome lives. And once again, we'll be getting that into it and diving deeper in further episodes. So pillar number 3, strength and sexual vitality. So you have a strong body, a strong core, a strong pelvic floor. This all is going to help with muscle and sexual wellness. So strength training, blood flow, collagen, sexual wellness technologies all together. This is the holy trinity for midlife vitality. Now let's take a look at pillar number 4, stress and sleep. So cortisol is the hormone that pushes every other hormone off the table. You cannot out-supplement, out-biohack, or out-medicate chronic stress, but it can be brought back into alignment. And this is something we're going to be covering in many, many episodes going forward. Pillar number 5, relationship revitalization. Your relationship will either drain or fuel your hormonal power. Everything changes when communication, identity, pleasure, and intimacy are reimagined, realigned. So if you're thinking all these things sound like you, then this is exactly who the International Pause Institute was built for. So we specialize in root cause approach to midlife vitality. So if you're ready to feel vibrant, confident, and alive again, come take our free hormone quiz at thepauseinstitute.com and explore the programs that we have. But in addition, make sure you keep listening to us, because we will be delving deeper into all the issues, and because we will be diving deeper into all the things that you need to know and you deserve to know 40s forward. So in this podcast, you'll be hearing from science-backed information from myself, along with some amazing guest speakers that we'll be bringing in along the way. In addition, if you're looking for pelvic, bladder, and sexual wellness products, please take a look at the Pelvic Floor store. Use the code 40SFORWARD, that's 40 and then S forward, FORWARD, for 10% off. And for pure healing, microbiome-friendly topical support, check out Numu Emu Oil from Greenleaf Nutraceuticals. It can be found at numuwellness.com. Everything will be linked in the show notes. So thank you for listening to 40s Forward, where we refuse to fade, we evolve. Aging isn't downhill, it's an upgrade waiting for your permission. Your energy, your hormones, your strength, your relationships, your sensuality, they're absolutely reclaimable. This is your era, your comeback, your rebirth, and I'm honored to guide you through it. So stay bold, stay curious, and always remember, we're not going downhill, we're leveling up. See you next time on 40s Forward. Make sure to subscribe and follow to this podcast. And now welcome to Betsy's Best Books.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Dr. Betsy Greenleaf, and it's time for one of my favorite segments, because transformation doesn't just happen in the doctor's office, the gym, or the kitchen. Sometimes transformation starts on the page of a book. So welcome to Spine Tinglers and Mind Shifters, Betsy's Best Reads. This is where we talk about books that stretch your thinking, rewire your brain, and help you step into the healthiest, most empowered version of yourself, especially if you're in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. Today's book absolutely earns its place in this segment. Today we're diving into You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza, a book that sits at the powerful intersection of neuroscience, epigenetics, mindset, and healing. And before you think, oh, this is woo-woo positive thinking stuff, let me stop you right there. This book is grounded in science, explained in language that makes it accessible, and paired with real-world examples that are hard to ignore. The premise is simple, yet profound. Your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions can influence your physical body, down to the cellular level. As a physician trained in conventional medicine and integrative medicine, this resonates deeply with me. We've known for decades that stress affects hormones, immunity, inflammation, gut health, and even gene expression. Dr. Dispenza takes this one step further and asks, what if intentionally changing your thoughts and emotional state could create measurable biological change? That's not fantasy, that's neuroscience. One of the things I appreciate most about this book is that it doesn't ask you to believe blindly. Dr. Dispenza walks through how the brain forms neural pathways, how repeated thoughts become habitual brain patterns, how emotions act as chemical messengers in the body, how the placebo effect demonstrates real physiological change, even when no active treatment is given. And here's the kicker. If the placebo effect can accidentally heal people, what happens when you intentionally use that same mechanism? That question alone can change how you approach health, healing, and aging. Traditionally, placebo is treated like a nuisance in medicine, something to control for in studies. But Dr. Dispenza flips the script. He reframes placebo as the body responding to belief, the brain signaling safety, hope, and expectation, the nervous system shifting from survival mode into repair mode. As someone who works with patients dealing with chronic symptoms, fatigue, pain, hormone chaos, autoimmune flares, this matters. Because when the body is stuck in stress, no supplement, hormone, or protocol works as well as it should. One of the most powerful sections of the book focuses on how we unknowingly recreate our past every day. Same thoughts, same emotional reactions, same stress responses, and therefore, same outcomes. Dr. Dispenza explains that if you wake up every morning and emotionally rehearse your problems, your body doesn't know the difference between memory and reality. That's huge. It means your body may be reliving old trauma, old diagnoses, old identities, on repeat. And healing begins when you interrupt that cycle. This book isn't just theory, it's practical. Dr. Dispenza includes guided meditative practices designed to create coherence between brain and heart, shift you out of fight or flight, help you embody the future version of yourself before it exists physically. I love this concept because it aligns beautifully with what we now know about neuroplasticity. Your brain doesn't change by insight alone. It changes by repetition, plus emotion, plus intention. Let's talk midlife. By the time you're over 40, you've likely accumulated diagnoses, labels, stories about what your body can't do anymore. Fear around aging, hormones, weight, sexuality, energy. This book gently but firmly asks you to question those narratives, not by denying reality, but by recognizing that biology is adaptable. That is an incredibly hopeful message for anyone navigating perimenopause, menopause, andropause, or reinvention after decades of caretaking others. What I love: science-backed explanations, empowering, not shaming, tone, real-life case examples, tools you can actually use. What to know: this book requires engagement. It's not a quick skim. You get out of it what you practice. This isn't passive reading, it's participatory. If there's one message I want you to walk away with from You Are the Placebo, it's this: your body is not broken, it's listening. And when you learn how to communicate safety, intention, and possibility through your thoughts and emotions, healing becomes a collaboration, not a battle. That wraps up today's edition of Spine Tinglers and Mind Shifters, Betsy's Best Reads. If you've read You Are the Placebo, I'd love to hear what resonated with you. And if you haven't, consider this your invitation to explore the power you already carry within you. Because transformation doesn't come from one pill, one doctor, or one moment. It comes from repeated choices, including what you choose to read, believe, and embody. I'm Dr. Betsy Greenleaf, and this is your permission to think differently.